Today we're unboxing one of the coolest Obito statues on the market, as well as giving away some awesome free cards. Today's statue is made by Ventus Studio and comes in a scale of 1/7 with this awesome art box. Upon opening the top, you'll see they came with tons of awesome little goodies. First off, there's a postcard style of the 2D art. And this is quite uncommon, but it does come with some assembly instructions. And then lastly, there is a larger poster style of the 2D artwork concept for this statue. Immediately, I will say I had some problems with this piece initially getting in. This base has so many things already pre-attached to it that I had a lot of breaks when initially opening it. Going numerically through the tailed beast, we have one tail, Shukaku in the front, just reaching out, probably one of the most prominent of the tailed beasts that's being showcased in the statue. Over there on the right, we do have two tails, Matatabi. For this statue, you have two different options. The one you see here is the painted version, or you could get a transparent version where it's more of a clear resin blue. Three tails is Sobu hanging out on our left. Now, I had a problem with his hand, came snapped off. Easy to glue that one and fix it back, and a few other people had that same problem. Up above him is also four tails, Son Goku. My personal favorite tailed beast, so I'm glad he got a larger representation in this statue, similar to Gaara, where he's half popping out with one of the hands up in the air. Loving all the different colors that are represented on the statue. Now for five tails Kokuo, just a little bit of representation with the neck and head. Also the same for six tails Saiken. This one gave a lot of people issues, specifically me, where those antennas on the top did come snapped off. You can see where I did glue them. From a distance, you cannot see it. Up close, you can see the little bit of a crack. Poor Seven Tails Chome only got the representation of a wing popping off the side. Super impressive though all around to be able to represent 7 different tailed beasts in one statue. Now they also have, the tree that's going on here. Mine unfortunately did come with a big snap in it. I was able to glue it back, a pretty clean break all around, but that is something I did deal with as well. And the details for the giveaway are as simple as this. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite tailed beast is. After the video's been up for 72 hours, I will reply to 3 different comments, and then you can hit me up on my social media and I'll ship them to you. I would love to hit 5,000 likes on this video, so do me a favor and hit that while you're at it. And if you're ever interested in where I get these cards, you can see a link in the description. Moving on, we have the main body for Obito here. Lots of amazing details and textures that they packed into this. He connects with that single steel rod, and again, all those textures that are going on throughout the outfit. We can see that nice little dagger on his back there. Then again, short sword or dagger, somebody's gonna let me know in the comment sections, of course. There's his belt on the front, his clan symbol on the back, and then his head does connect via that neck joint on the top. Later, we'll have 2 different options to look at. That's what I love so much about both Ventus and Burning Wind Studio is they give you lots of different options to display. We have this first hand option where we have the Jutsu hand sign, and then the second here is gonna be more in the power or controlling pose. Here's how that looks, and then there is the second. You'll notice this hand does have a pale tone to it, while the other one that's going to be holding the war fan does have a more natural or normal looking tone. Just like Madara from this same studio, they did an amazing job with the war fan. Love the wrappings on there. They have some good panel lining, and the other side pretty much exactly the same carbon copy. The fan won't be used or in action. It's more so going to be resting behind him at the very top of the pole. We'll see a hole there and also a hole in the sleeve. That's where the chain is going to connect to. This gives a nice dynamic motion to it all. Seeing statues like this in real life makes me wonder, what the heck is he doing with the chain when he's not using it? Is it just lumped up inside of his sleeve? Speaking of chains, the studio included about 5 sets of these right here. Lightweight, a little bit larger, and the purpose of them is to wrap around the tailed beast. When we put it all together, I didn't like it that much, so I got an alternative where we have these smaller necklace chains that I picked up at a local arts and crafts store. We'll go over details later as to what I did exactly, but first, I did want to show you what it looks like installing the pre-included chains. For those that do own the statue, if you want a link for where I got the ones you'll be seeing later, I'll put that in the description as well. That's only 3 installed. We have 2 others, and to me, it just muddies up the statue too much, blocks some of the tailed beasts. So again, we're gonna be ditching these from the statue. Before we install the smaller chains, let's look at these 2 different head sculpts. We have the first one, which is the unmasked. We can see the Rinnegan, the Sharingan there. Great job on the actual portrait of him, as well as all the hair and detail colors they have there. They also did a great job with that right side, having all the scars from when it was crushed. Gotta straighten this out a little bit. And the second, and probably my preferred head, is gonna be the masked version. Big old tassels going on there. This mask can be removed, so we'll look at the details there. And the reason why it can be removed is because they did give you some LEDs inside of the head. Now don't get too excited, these are just batteries, so when you pull this out, the batteries do connect, and you get power to it, put it back in, and it does negate that contact. So once we stick this inside of the head here, we'll go ahead and dim the lights a little bit to show you what it does look like in the dark. Really cool. I did wish this was electric or wired to where we could see this all the time, but unfortunately it is batteries. Crazy menacing looking though so far when everything comes together. Now, what do we do with the other head, right? Most studios just have a secondary head and you stick it back in the box. Not for Ventus Studios. So we have this secondary bust that they gave it with you for free in the statue. Crazy cool how they did this. You have a legit hole there. I am both impressed and disgusted at the same time, but this is where you can put the other head if you want to, which is something I really love. No part goes to waste with the statue, so there is how that looks. You know, I kind of want the masked version for the main statue because I think the unmasked version looks better on the bust. I'm so happy to finally showcase this statue because now I have a statue to go with my M&T 10 graded of Obito. Very difficult to get a 10 from M&T, but that's what you want is harsh grading standards by any company. So I do have this 9.5 available for sale. I sent in a few copies. So for $350, you could take this home. Hit me up on social media if you're interested in that. And now it's time to see what these smaller chains look like on the statue. There you have it. In my opinion, it is an upgrade. So they're still there. You have the representation of Obito harnessing the tailed beast. You can see it wrapped around their necks, but you don't have the big bulkiness of the other chains. Also, there's a third option where you can leave the whole freaking chains off and it still looks just as amazing. So this is the second to come out in a series of Uchiha clan statues. So we had Madara first on our left, Obito now on our right. Looking forward to Sasuke, Itachi, and eventually Shisui. If you like seeing a cold bowl of ramen dumped on either me or my wife, check out the video on my left unboxing Madara. And as always, I'll see you in the next. Do what you love and love what you do. Bam out.